you can't move forward while looking back. You know, I feel as if a lot of times we're clinging to the past, or we're clinging to a sense of ourselves that was once what we thought. You know, we attach ourselves to either something that may have happened to us or who we used to believe we are. And I once, held myself back for that same reason. I used to constantly think back, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I should have done this, I should have done that. And in a sense, it's like you lose yourself, or you lose the possibility of a better future because you're so stuck on the past, thinking about what could have changed if you were given a second chance, what could have changed. But you're ignoring the present and the future, in a sense. You're disregarding it. You're disregarding your future for something that already happened. And I know it's hard that, trying to let go of the past, or trying not to affect you in a sense, because it has a sort of emotion to it, whether it's a heartbreak, whether it's losing friends, whether it's a bad experience overall. And I'm not saying trauma, because trauma is just something deeper than just these sorts of things that can happen, because trauma is like, it can be deep, and you should seek help, or if you're able to, you should be able to seek help. But even so, just the difficulties that we have that are not permanently like scarring, but it leaves a little wound. It's, in a sense, it pulls us away from the present or the future. The present, as in we're looking back. It's like, okay, what could I have done? And in a sense, there's nothing wrong with trying to get a lesson out of it. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, that happened. What could I have learned? What could I do instead? Cool, perfectly fine. But where I feel as if we lose ourselves is the thoughts that come with it. Man, I should have done this. Man, I should have done this. Man, I wish I would have done this sooner. Man, if only this, if only that. All these sorts of excuses that pull us away, that truly just pull us away. And over time, it's like you're letting your life slip you by. So I feel as if we need to just slow down for a second and look at where we are. Be honest with ourselves. Look at the results. Everything you have done has got you to where you are. I've done that with myself, and I'm still working on, achieving certain things and certain goals I have for myself, whether it's financially, mentally, physically, and my hobbies and things like that. There's a certain level I want to reach. And I have to take a look at my actions, and is it leading me there? Is it leading me there? Do I have a plan for it? And how well am I executing the plan? Because sure, I can have a plan, but I'm just messing around a bit. I'm being kind of careless, making mistakes. But of course you're gonna make mistakes, but I'm saying as in mistakes that could have easily been avoided if you really just paid attention. But once again, with the past, it's like we lose sense of, ourselves. We lose sense of who we can become because we're so attached to who we once were. We're so attached to the identity we once had. And it gets me thinking of, the saying of like people peaked in high school, right? When it's like they didn't see more past high school. Sure, they may have had, whatever it may have been, whether it was the clothes, money, whatever, in that selected area. But it's like once you step out, you realize that isn't the only value of, or measurement of value. It's not. And there's more to it. And another thing is like, I don't want to compare, but it's like someone will always have something more than you. But not to take away from your own success, and not to take away from your own challenges that you're facing, and the things you have accomplished, not to take away from that. But it's like, it's a realization that not everything is necessarily perfect, or we won't be the best at everything, you know. And I understand, you know, I like this idea of and I like this idea of like improvement, where it's like, in a sense, you recognize your strengths, you recognize what makes you stronger, what you are good at, proficient at, and you see what the weaknesses are. So instead of just relying on your strengths, you're going for your weaknesses. You're making your weaknesses your strengths by improving on those. It's like you become more balanced, you become more full, I guess you can say, or more, I don't want to say deadly, but in a sense you become more effective, where it's like you're leaning on one thing, and it's like if someone pokes the weak side, it falls over. But if you balance it out, you know, you're improving on this, but you are also, you know, good at this. It's like, you know, nothing can stop you. But it's also like an attitude that we have. It's an attitude where we look back at our life and we say, you know, I made the most of my time, right? I made the most, or I didn't. Okay, but what am I gonna do about it now? How does that affect me now? What will that do for me now? You know, is it setting you up? Is it holding you back? Are you holding yourself back now because you're overthinking of these things? And sometimes we just need to let go of it. Sometimes we do need to let go of it. You know, it'll always be there. If you remember it, it'll always be there, but it's like, it doesn't make or break you. It doesn't make you more of a person or less of a person. And it doesn't necessarily tell you who you are. It's just something that happened. You know, you may have got rejected, but you're not someone who's, in a sense, not appealing. That person just didn't know you, in a sense. That person didn't know you for you. They just had an image of you and rejected that idea. So, looking at the past seems like almost like a poison. It's like a poison because it slowly eats away at you the more you think about it, especially if it has negative things associated to it. It's like a poison. It slowly eats away at you, slowly but surely, and then at one point it's like that's all you think about. That's all you think about, and you waste your potential. You waste yourself. You waste the chance you were given. You waste your life because you're so attached to the past, thinking about, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have started sooner. But you're breathing right now. You're breathing right now, and you fail to acknowledge that, and it's like, no, you know, you're alive right now, and you have to make a change. You have to you have to figure out what means something to you. Because if you feel like life isn't where you want it to be, in what area, in what aspect is it where it's not up to par? Where are you lacking? And how could you improve on that? You know, if, for me, at a point it was happiness. You know, I didn't really feel happy. I just felt kind of just like, numb in a sense. Like things didn't really hit the same. Mainly because I didn't do things that were necessarily satisfying to me. I was just doing things just to do things. I'd get off of work, just watch Netflix or anime or play a video game, and over time it was like it didn't even hit the same. It wasn't enjoyable no more. It was just something I did to distract myself. That's all it became. And it was a misuse of myself and my time, because I know deep down, you know if it's something you like or don't like. Deep down, you do know. I didn't really care for it, but I did it. Do I regret it? Yeah. Yeah, I do regret it. You know, I wish I would have started something sooner. But it's that same thinking that gets you trapped in a cycle. It's that same thing that can get trapped in a cycle of just wasting yourself. Because instead of, okay, I wish I would have started sooner, let me just start right now. Let me just start right now. That's what it comes down to. You know, losing yourself in the past, ignoring the plan for your future, and just living in the present. The present just being anything around you, you know, not on your cell phone, just looking at life around you, and the life you choose to have, the day-to-day things you want to do, just living it. Because even now, I can see myself changing what I do in the future. Because right now, I got work, 2 jobs necessarily. One's like a part-time, the other's full-time. I play soccer, the guitar, I read. And it's like, who knows where life will take me in the future, or where my interest takes me. And that's the thing. You have to kind of find what it is that you like. It's sometimes not always obvious what means something to us. We have to kind of find it. We have to find what means something to us. Because sometimes we just don't know. We don't know. And we don't have enough experiences to know, okay, I like this, I don't like that. But in that same scenario, it's like you kind of got to put yourself out there and try things. And if you like it, reach the highest point you know you can achieve. And that's all it is to it. And I'm still working on it. I'm not like some like perfect in any sense. No, I'm not. But I'm just sharing my own experiences, as it's just things I've realized as time passes by. And it's like, the older I get, the more I realize that time passes quick. Time is quick. We're already about to be 7 months in. My birthday's coming up, and it's like, sure, it's cool, and at the same time it eats away. I mean, like, time passes, but I've already accepted the fact that happens. But it's still crazy, shocking realization, like, oh wow, time flies. It felt like yesterday I was just in high school, but now I'm 21. I graduated when I was 17, and it's crazy to see how fast time flies. I'm about to be 22 in a week and a half around. So, it's interesting to see where life will take me, and I'll take myself. But I don't want to be stuck in the past, where it's like, it's a weird loop. Sure, you can take a look at your past, as in your past week, and say, or past month, and say, did I achieve my goals? Did I do what I said I wanted to do? Yes or no? And having like a source of progression is good. That's all I can say about that. Keeping track of your progress is amazing. Whether it's journaling, marking things down, having a vision board, as long as something's getting done and you can just keep track of it, and I feel like that's great. But side note, I got a Prime in my hand. I don't drink Prime, but the only reason I have one was because one of my part-time jobs, it's in a clothing store, but right across it is a GNC. They sell like sports things, and I'm cool with the guy that works there. So he gave me some Primes, and amazing guy. It's crazy how things like that work. Like, cause I walked in, he's like, yo, what cologne you got? I told him, I think at the time it was Prada. And it was just things like that, cause he's like, oh, cause he wanted to get more cologne and things like that. So it's like, we just talked and we're cool. So it's like, whenever I see him, I'll just say, what's up? Get like a little water or something. But they didn't have none today. So I'm like, okay. He's like, yo, you want this? Like, free. It's like, I got you. I'm like, oh, bet. And here we are now. So it's crazy to see how life can take you if you're just living. And I'm trying to do more of that now, and all of the above, because I was relatively closed off. I still am. If you're to see me in real life, I'm not very talkative or nothing. In a sense, if it's something I care about, I'll talk. But where was I about to take that? Like it's so crazy seeing, how things play out. Just looking at it. But I think I said enough of what I wanted to say. I'm not gonna lie. Because There was another point, but I can't remember it there because it's like my mind will just wander off. It'll go wherever. But I guess last like little note is like, you know, we talk about motion. Motion. It's usually applied to money, but we can just apply it to progress right now. Well, right now, sure. It's funny how to see how things like motion, momentum, things build up like that. Because when I first started, it seemed like everything was going, but it was slow, and now it's a bit quicker. And then in the future, it's gonna look like the me right now or the me in the past is standing still compared to how much progress the future me is gonna make. And just the idea of that is so exciting. The idea of the potential I could achieve, or the potential you could achieve, is crazy. It's interesting, and I want to see how far it can take me, in wherever it takes me. But other than that, I just want to leave it out there. You know, a good yap session. That's all I can say. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully you did too. You know, thank you for sticking around for however long you did. But love you forever and always. See ya.